Welcome to my channel. In this video, I will discuss zero of analytic function. I will continue with some important problems on this topic from CSIR NET 2013 and 2017. Let's begin with the definition of zero of analytic functions. It says if a function fz be analytic in some neighborhood of a point z0 and at the point z0 the function is getting zero value, then we say the point z0 to be a zero of the function fz. For example, if we take fz equal to z minus 2. So f of 2 is equal to 0, right? So if we put z equal to 2, the function is getting 0 value. Not only that, the function is analytic in some neighborhood of the point 2. So 2 is a 0 of the function fz. Now, what is called order of 0 of an analytic function? So you say z0 is said to be 0 of order n of fz if f of z0 equal to 0, if dash of z0 is also 0 and up to n minus 1th order derivative of f evaluated at z0 is 0. But nth order derivative of f evaluated at the point z0 is not equal to 0. Then we say the order of the 0 to be n. For example, let us take if z equal to z minus of 1 into z minus of 3. So first to determine what are the zeros of the function fz. So for this we'll equate this to 0 and we'll get z minus of 1, z minus of 3 to be 0. So that implies z equal to 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 are the zeros of the function fz. Now we have to determine what are the order of the zeros. So for this, we'll take f dashed of z. So what is f dashed of z? It is z minus of 1 plus z minus of 3. So what is f dashed of 1? F dashed of 1 is 0 plus 1 minus of 3, that is minus of 2, which is not equal to 0. So here we are getting f of 1 equal to 0 and f dashed of 1 is not equal to 0. So from here we can say 1 is a 0 of order 1, or we can say this 0 is called a simple 0. So whenever we have a 0 of order 1, we say this to be a simple 0. Similarly, if we put 3 over here, if dash of 3 we calculate, we'll get 3 minus of 1 plus 0, that is equal to 2. Here also we are getting not equal to 0. So in this case, f of 3 equal to 0, but if dash of 3 is not equal to 0. So here we are getting 3 is a simple 0 of the function fz. Next, let us take fz equal to z minus 5 power 3. So what are the zeros of the function fz? For this, we'll equate this to 0 and we'll get our 0 as 5. Now we'll determine the order of the 0, 5. So for this, we'll take first order differentiation of fz and it is 3 times z minus 5 whole square. We'll check whether it is 0. So f dash of 5 is equal to 0. So further we have to differentiate. So we are getting second order derivative of f as 6 times z minus 5. So here also if double dashed 5 is 0. So what is third order derivative of z? So here we are getting 6. And if 3z at the point 5 is equal to 6, which is not equal to 0. So here we can conclude, since f of 5 equal to f dashed of 5 if double dashed of 5 equal to 0 and if triple dashed of 5 is not equal to 0, so 5 is a 0 of order 3. Next, we have another theorem to determine the order of 0 of an analytic function. It says a function f z be analytic at the point z0. It has a 0 of order n at z0 if and only if fz can be written as z minus z0 power n into phi z, where the restrictions for phi z are phi z is analytic and phi of z0 is not equal to 0. So these are the two important points we have to check over here. Let us try to solve this question. This is a problem from CSIR 2013. Here you can see fz is given in this form, z square 1 minus cos z. So we have to choose the correct alternatives. So the first option is if has 0 of order 2 at the point 0, if has 0 of order 1 at 2 and pi for n belongs to z, if has 0 of order 4 at the point 0, and if has 0 of order 2 at z equal to 2 and pi for n equal to plus minus 1 plus minus 2 etc. So let us go to the solution. So here we can see we have to find first what are the zeros of the function fz. So for zeros of the function fz, we'll equate fz to 0. So from here we'll get z square 1 minus cos z equal to 0. So it implies z equal to 0 and 1 minus cos z equal to 0. So here you can see cos z is equal to 1, that is cos of 2n pi, which is zn equal to 2n pi for n equal to 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 etc. So what are the zeros of the function fz? So the zeros of the function fz are z equal to 0 and 2n pi for n equal to plus minus 1 plus minus 2 etc. Now we have to determine what is the order of 0 and what are the orders of the zeros. Now we have already seen from the last theorem that z equal to z0 is a 0 of order n of the function fz if and only if we can write fz as z minus z0 power n into phi z, where phi z is analytic in the neighborhood of z0, okay, and phi of z0 must be not equal to 0. So these are the two conditions that has to be satisfied. Then only we can say z0 is a 0 of order n. Now here for z equal to 0, we can see fz can be written as z minus 0 power 2 into 1 minus cos z. So here the main important point is to choose the function phi z. Here you can see if I take phi z to be 1 minus cos z, then phi of 0 will be 1 minus cos 0 and it will be 0 because 1 minus cos 0 is 1, it is 0. So in that case, we cannot conclude anything from this point, right? So here we have to choose the function phi z properly. So if I take, now if I write this as, so the expansion of cos z, so it is 1 minus z square by 2 factorial plus z power 4 by 4 factorial minus z power 6 by 6 factorial and so on. So from this we can see it is z square by 2 factorial, then it is z power 4 by 4 factorial, z power 6 by 6 factorial, and so on. That is equal to z power 4 times 1 by 2 factorial minus z square by 4 factorial plus z power 4 by 6 factorial, and so on. So now if I choose this to be our phi z, then you will see this can be written as z minus 0 power 4 into phi z, and here this phi z is analytic. This is analytic in the neighborhood of 0. And what is phi of 0? Phi of 0 is 1 by 2 factorial, that is not equal to 0. So using the theorem, we can see z equal to 0 is a 0 of order 4. So the first option is f has a 0 of order 2 at the point 0, which is incorrect. And the third option is correct. F has a 0 of order 4 at the point 0. Now what about the order of 2n pi? Now for z is equal to 2n pi, we'll differentiate fz once, which is given by f dash of z equal to 2z into 1 minus of cos z plus z square into sin z. So we'll check. So f of 2n pi is 0. So what is f dash of 2n pi? So this is also 0, isn't it? If you put 2n pi over here, you will get 2 times 2n pi into 1 minus of cos 2n pi, which is 1. So this part is 0. Also 2n pi whole square into sine 2n pi. So sine 2n pi is also 0. So this is 0. So further we have to differentiate f. So it is 2 times 1 minus of cos z plus 2z into sin z plus 2z into sin z plus z square cos z. So what is f double dash of 2n pi? So if we substitute 2n pi, so this is 0. This is also 0. This part is also 0. So we are getting 2n pi whole square into cos 2n pi, which is equal to 1. Cos 2n pi is 1. So it is 4n square pi square, which is not equal to 0. So we get f of 2n pi equal to 0 equal to f dash of 2n pi, but f double dash of 2n pi is not equal to 0 for n is equal to plus minus 1, plus minus 2, etc. So our conclusion is 2n pi for n equal to plus minus 1, plus minus 2, etc. are 0 of order 2. So the second option is incorrect, and f has of order 2 at z equal to 2n pi. The fourth option is correct. So third and fourth option are correct. Next, we'll solve a question from CSIRNet 2017. So a function, complex valued function of complex variable is given as e power z plus e power minus of z. Now what are the options we have to choose correctly? So finitely many zeros, no zeros, only real zeros, and has infinitely many zeros. So here the question is about determination of the zeros of the function and number of zeros of the function. Okay, so for zeros of the function fz, we equate this to 0. From here we are getting e power z plus e power minus of z equal to 0. Now this can be written as 1 by e power z equal to 0, and here we are getting e power 2z plus 1 by e power z equal to 0. So e power 2z plus 1 is equal to 0. So when e power 2z is equal to minus 1 implies e power 2n plus 1 pi I. So our 2z equal to 2n plus 1 pi I whenever n belongs to z, set of all integers. So here z is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 times I. So these are the zeros of the function where n equal to 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2. So these are the zeros. Here you can see we have infinitely many zeros over here. So what are those zeros? For n equal to 0, it is pi by 2I. For each of these values of n will get a 0 of the function f. So our option is, fourth option is correct. So the function fz has infinitely many zeros.